Alrighty, so here we are back on lesson 16, day 2 today though. So you're going to open up, we've already done that first page of the section. We're going to start on page 28 in your note packet where it says example 2. So the difference between what we're doing today and what we did yesterday was that today we have more real life examples. So these are kind of more like scenarios rather than just one sentence and we write the expression. So if we look at the first example, it says Marcus has $4 more than Yasin. If Y is the amount of money Yasin has, write an expression to show how much money Marcus has. So when you're reading these, we should read them twice. The first time just to read it through, and the second time we're going to go back and underline the important things. So we're going to read it again. It says Marcus has $4 more than Yasin. If Y is the amount of money Yasin has, write an expression to show how much money Marcus has. So we know Yasin has Y dollars, and Marcus has $4 more, so that means we're going to add 4 to that Y. And remember, because of the commutative property, you could write it this way, or we could have 4 plus Y. Alright, number 2, Mario is missing half of his assignments. If A represents the number of assignments, write an expression to show how many assignments Mario is missing. So the important thing that we don't want to miss, he's missing half of his assignments. And if A represents the number of assignments, so this is kind of like the total, write an expression to show how many assignments Mario is missing. So if he's missing half, we're going to take that total A and we're going to divide it by 2. Or you could write it, this is the same thing as 1/2 times A. Alright, because remember we always have that 1 in front of the A here. The next one says, Kamila's weight has tripled since her first birthday. If W represents the amount Kamila weighed on her first birthday, write an expression to show how much Kamila weighs now. So again, if we go back and read it, her weight has tripled since her first birthday. And if W represents the amount Kamila weighed on her first birthday, we want the expression for how much she weighs now. So remember, tripled, that's multiplication, so it would just be 3 times W. And that's really the only way we can write that one. The next one says, Nathan brings cupcakes to school and gives them to his 5 best friends who share them equally. If C represents the number of cupcakes Nathan brings to school, write an expression to show how many cupcakes each of his friends receive. So he brings cupcakes and gives them to his 5 best friends, and they share them equally. Share them equally is a very important thing to pick up on in the sentence. And then we know C represents the number of cupcakes he brought. So he's got C cupcakes and he shares them equally. That means we're dividing them amongst those 5 friends. So it's C over 5. The next one says Mr. or Mrs. Marcus combines her atlases and dictionaries and then divides them among 10 different tables. If A represents the number of atlases and D represents the number of dictionaries Mrs. Marcus has, write an expression to show how many books would be on each table. So again, the keyword combines. That means we're going to add them together and then she divides them among 10 different tables. A is the atlases and D is the number of dictionaries. So first we're going to go one step at a time. First she combines those atlases and dictionaries. So she's going to take the A plus the D. And then she divides them, so we know that we have to put our fraction bar among 10 tables. So it's going to be over 10. And the last one on this page says, to improve in basketball, Ivan's coach told him that he needs to take 4 times as many free throws and 4 times as many jump shots every day. If F represents the number of free throws and J represents the number of jump shots Ivan shoots daily, write an expression to show how many shots he will need to take in order to improve in basketball. So if we go back, he needs to take 4 times as many free throws, 4 times as many jump shots. F represents free throws and J represents jump shots. So 4 times free throws. So that means we're going to have 4 times F plus he also needs to work on 4 times as many jump shots. So that would be 4J. Alright. So we're going to flip over to the next page. We've already done some of these examples. So we're going to start at number 23 today. Again, more real life scenarios that we're writing expressions for. So 23 says, Marlo has $35, but then he spent M dollars. Right? That keyword is spent. That means we're taking money out. So it's going to be 35 minus that M amount of dollars. Number 24 says, Samantha saved her money and was able to quadruple the original amount M. Quadruple is our keyword there. And that means we're multiplying it 4 times, so it would be 4 times M. Number 25 says Veronica increased her grade G by 4 points and then doubled it. So we're going to go back and underline. First she increased her grade by 4 points and then she doubled it. So first we're going to work on that increase part. So this would be G plus 4. And then we're going to need those parentheses because then we have to multiply it by 2. So we're going to put that 2 in the front so that we can use our distributive property if we were to solve it. Number 26 says, Edbel has M pieces of candy and ate 5 of them. Then he split the remaining candy equally among 4 friends. So he had M pieces, ate 5, and then he split them equally among 4 friends. So we're going to start with the pieces that he had, which was M. He ate 5 of them, so that means we're taking away 5 pieces. We're going to put that in parentheses because then he split them, so that means we're dividing equally among 4 friends, so it's going to be over 4. Then 2 more here. 27 says to find out how much paint is needed, Mr. Jones must square the side length of the gate and then subtract 15. So, keyword here is square the side length and then subtract 15. So we're going to take that side length, I'm going to call it L, and he has to square it, so to the 2nd power. Then after he does that, he will subtract 15, so it would be L squared minus 15. And then our last one here, Luis brought X cans of cola to the party, Faith brought D cans of cola, and Deshawn brought H cans of cola. How many cans of cola did they bring all together? So that key phrase is all together, means we're going to add them up. So we would have X for Luis plus D for Faith plus H for Deshawn, and that's all we have to do. Alright, so again, we need to read these more than once and underline those keywords. So if you have any questions, bring those to class, and then we'll do some more practice all together tomorrow.